Tonight on DC News Now at 9, a 15-year-old boy behind bars in connection to the deadly shooting of a Lyft driver in DC.
The reckless actions of these teens cost a man's life and shattered a family just starting out on their journey.
What we know about the investigation that led to that arrest.
Speed cameras on pause. Why one Maryland county is turning them off, and for how long?
Them dragging rain and wind. Have your full forecast in a moment.
And weeks after that Sterling, Virginia home explosion, the community comes together to honor the firefighter killed in the line of duty.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everybody. TGIF. Thanks for joining us at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Marielle Carbone. We want to get right over to Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb for that weekend forecast.
Yeah, so important, Janessa, for anyone out with Friday night plans. We do have some showers across the region.
Yeah, it's very light in nature, pretty much not disruptive to anybody across the DMV. And the reason I say that, we have a ton of dry air that is ahead of this storm system. And so this live look out towards the Kennedy Center, you're not seeing a ton of moisture on the ground. Dew points are very dry, and so this is kind of beneficial rain that we're seeing. Unfortunately, it is not materializing if you were looking for a heavy dose of rain. All that is to our south at this point in North Carolina. So this one band that is actually getting kind of eaten apart across Warrenton out towards Fauquier County will continue its track into Baltimore County. So it's very light in nature, nothing on the torrential side, but I do want to show you DC metro area if you're across Fairfax County into Annandale, the McLean area, Berkshire. You're about to deal with a few light showers at most. Here's where the heaviest stuff is happening. It's well in the Richmond area, and this is going to make its way and clip Charles County into areas like St. Mary's as well, and then kind of push offshore. Behind this is very interesting. The front is still out towards PA. It will slice through the region, and that's going to provide a few winds to stir up really for your Saturday morning, and that'll be done with this storm system. Any extra moisture that we are about to see, it's going to be very light in nature. 46 degrees. It's very mild out there along with this rain, so that's beneficial as well. And you still have the southerly flow with our winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Uneventful forecast really for the start of your weekend now due to this rain now sagging to our south. So we got very lucky with this storm system. By 7 o'clock, we're into the upper 40s. We do have a wind factor that's going to impact southern Maryland tomorrow morning, and then we have dry conditions for the rest of your weekend. Full forecast in a moment.
Okay, Janessa, thanks. Meanwhile, a 15-year-old boy arrested in connection to the deadly shooting of a Lyft driver in D.C. last summer.
A video shows the suspect running down an alleyway with a group in Northeast.
As our Daniel Hamburg reports tonight, the victim was an Afghan interpreter for the U.S. Army.
Nasrat Ahmadyar was found shot to death just after midnight on July 3rd of last year. Surveillance video shows what appeared to be 4 teens running from 11th Street toward 10th down this alleyway. It was all caught on surveillance camera, and police say that was invaluable to the investigation.
After 8 months of investigating, police arrested a 15-year-old for Ahmadyar's murder. They won't say if that boy is one of these 4 teens running down the alley, but made one thing clear.
The reckless actions of these teens cost a man's life and shattered a family just starting out on their journey in this country.
Ahmadyar worked for a decade as a combat interpreter for the U.S. Special Forces in Afghanistan. His cousin told us this in July.
We leave a country because of security and fight and wars. We thought America is safe. That's why he brought his kids here.
Ahmadyar and his family immigrated to the U.S. in 2021 after the collapse of the Afghan government.
No arrest will be able to make them whole, but today's news sends a message loud and clear to those looking to introduce guns on our streets. Our detectives do not rest until the reckless actions like this are met with severe consequences.
Chief Pamela Smith says crime is down overall, but they're working on ways to keep it that way.
We are doing everything we can to work with our youth, and I'm in regular contact with our schools and our youth leaders to make sure that we are intervening before another child gets to this path or this point.
That 15-year-old is being charged with first-degree murder while armed. Police say there are still several suspects they're looking for. In Northeast, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And D.C. police data show that violent crime dropped in February for the second month in a row. That's according to the department's stats. Violent crime is down 10%. Homicides are down 31% compared to this time last year. But is the data misleading? Our Leonard N. Fleming reports on that coming up in our next half hour.
Meanwhile, 3 people injured today after a crash in Montgomery County involving several cars and a dump truck. It happened right before rush hour in Germantown. You can see here, we're told one of the cars hit a tree on Frederick Road and Snowden Farm. 3 people were taken to the hospital, including a teenager.
A girl is dead after an apparent subway surfing incident on a metro train. The girl's body was found near the Silver Spring metro station on the Red Line this morning. Train surfing typically means riding on the outside of a moving train. Now, according to Metro, there have been at least 6 instances of train surfing since the start of 2021. 4 of those train surfers, including the girl today, have died.
I am saddened for her parents and all the people that she knew, and saddened for, say, younger people, and I hope it's a lesson from this.
Details surrounding the incident there are still limited. We'll keep you updated.
In Virginia, a 17-year-old driver is being charged with DUI-related manslaughter. It is in connection to a November crash in the Idlewood area of Fairfax County. Police say 1 teenager was killed, 4 others injured when the teen driver sped down Shreve Road and lost control. 5 teenage passengers were thrown out of the car. None was wearing seatbelts.
Well, some speed cameras in Prince George's County will be offline for a while. This comes as the community transitions over to a new vendor.
Yeah, the idea of having no working speed cameras, though, does have mixed reactions tonight.
Our Jan Marie Sisse spoke to people who live near one of the most dangerous roads on the county to learn what they think about the change.
Yeah, Maryland 210 is one of the most deadliest roads in the county because of a lot of speeding and crashes. And one of the main tools to enforce speed limits will pause operations for a while. And for the community, that idea is concerning.
Reverend Robert L. Screen is part of the Maryland 210 Traffic Safety Committee. They've been fighting to make Indian Head Highway a lot safer when it comes to speeding.
Had people that would go up to 170 miles an hour.
Recently, during a county council committee meeting, officials say speed cameras will be offline as they transition to a new company with improved cameras and technology.
How long is the gap?
We're hoping to keep it within 90 days.
And not having working speeding cameras until possibly April definitely worried some council members.
I'm very concerned about not having them work for any period of time.
Correct.
And if there's something we can do in the interim so that there isn't a gap in service, I think we need to work towards that.
But as for Screen, he believes the wait will be worth it.
It's going to be, I think, a price worth being paid. The new cameras have all the latest technology. And it's not like we're trying to just catch people for catch people's sake. What we're trying to do is change behavior. What we're trying to do is save lives. And if we can do that, then the lost time is not in vain.
He says he's hoping while the cameras are offline, drivers will have some integrity.
Remind people to go back to what they know to do is right and to do it right on this highway.
And his focus is to ensure people feel safe driving in their own community.
Once that happens, I think the community for a long time can have a sense of peace and civility on the roadway we haven't had for a long time.
Now, in the meantime, you can expect to see more officers in the area. For now, reporting in Prince George's County, I'm Jan Marie Sisse, DC News Now.
A Maryland man accused of killing himself and his stepdaughter in a murder-suicide earlier in the week was released from a D.C. jail less than 2 weeks before.
Yeah, that is according to court records. Documents show Curtis Lynch was facing multiple charges here in D.C., including threat to kidnap and carrying a pistol without a license.
Those charges stemming from an incident in Southeast D.C. where Lynch is accused of driving up on a car and pulling a gun on the driver. He was arrested February 12th and later released from jail 4 days later on February 16th. His case pending a grand jury.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks later is when police say Lynch shot and killed his 11-year-old stepdaughter, Maylin Turks, before killing himself.
Well, today marks 10 years since Relisha Rudd disappeared from a D.C. shelter where she lived with her family. Rudd was last seen on camera when she was 8 years old at a D.C. hotel with the alleged abductor, a janitor who worked there. Now, surveillance video shows 51-year-old Khalil Tatum and Rudd walking down the hallway. You can see it here. Tatum was a custodian at the same shelter Rudd lived in. Now, 1 month after Rudd went missing, Tatum was found dead with a self-inflicted gunshot wound at a park in Northeast. The work, though, has not stopped to raise awareness about Rudd's disappearance. The group, DC's Missing Voices, met at the corner of New York and Bladensburg roads to highlight the case.
Every year, keep her name alive, and I think that she's laid a platform for not only us but for the city, and I think she's brought awareness to all of the missing people.
Well, July 11th has since been marked Relisha Rudd Remembrance Day. Anyone with information on this case is asked to contact Metropolitan Police. DC News Now is your local election headquarters.
Yeah, we are keeping a close eye on presidential candidates making one last push to Virginia voters before Tuesday's primary election.
Yeah, so far, President Donald Trump has defeated former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley in the earliest primary contests by wide margins.
Haley visited Falls Church in Richmond yesterday in hopes of winning the Commonwealth over.
And Trump will rally in downtown Richmond tomorrow. That event starts at 6 p.m. and it is free to register.
Now, early voting for the Virginia presidential primary is underway until tomorrow. Several polling places across Northern Virginia will be open from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Then on Tuesday, Election Day, you can vote in person from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And remember, you can vote even if you haven't registered. You'll just have to use a provisional ballot.
Well, that extra day on the calendar yesterday is giving a lot of families a lot to celebrate. Great story here. Shady Grove Medical Center in Rockville, get this, delivered 12 leap year babies. Now, to celebrate the babies' unique birthdays, a hospital nurse hand-knitted each newborn little frog caps. You can see the little,
they're so cute.
Gorgeous little baby there with the little cap on.
I love the little cap on them. That's so sweet.
12 on leap year. That's pretty amazing, huh?
And we were talking about the leap year birthdays yesterday. It's just so fun to hear their ages over the years, whichever way you count it.
Very much so. Congratulations to all the moms and dads out there.